I want to talk about Nicole Linton, the nurse that killed 6 people in that deadly crash. Now they're saying she was having a manic episode when it happened. Let me tell you about manic. Manic just don't happen instantly. It's something that progresses over time. So prior to her getting in that car, she was already manic. They said she had a phone call and she answered the phone and she was having a manic episode then. That means before she got in that car, she was already manic. That means prior to this getting in the car, it had to expand over in weeks' time that she was manic. So her family should have knew that she needed help, because being manic could cause your driving skills to be a little off. So I'm kind of like not buying it, but I know they got to play a defense on it, but it just give mental health a bad name. It could have been avoided. She was a nurse, so she knew she needed to keep up with her medication, so she wouldn't be manic. Taking your medication is the key of that, because like I said, medication don't fix the problem, it just masks the problem. So I'm not buying that story about her being got a phone call, because manic don't happen instantly. So you telling me she was manic after she got the phone call and then 4 minutes later she killed 6 people? No, it doesn't work that way. Manic happens over time. So she was manic prior to getting in that vehicle. I don't buy it. I'm tired of people saying mental health is the reason why people do things, which sometimes it is, but she knew she needed that medicine to keep her from not going insane. She's a nurse, traveling nurse, or whatever you want to call it, vacational nurse, or whatever you want to call it, but she knew that she needed that medication. And I'm just not buying it. Like, at first they said she passed out. That's why she wrecked. Now it's she had mental health issues. She was having a manic episode. And prior to that, she got a phone call while she was driving, and she was having a manic episode. But she was having a manic episode prior to getting to that car. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, manic just don't happen instantly. It happens over time. So she was manic way before she got in that car, if that's the case. And the family should have did something about it then, or she should have did something about it by getting some help. She is a nurse, like I keep saying. It's not adding up to me. Like, I don't get it. Like, no. I know they're trying to justify it and trying to get her the right sentence, or whatever you want to call it, but I'll tell you my story about my driving incident. Okay, well, I was drunk when I drove. I went to a party, and it was my family's party, and I took my mom, my brother, and my kids to my brother's house, and we were drinking and stuff like that. They said I got too drunk. So my mom and her son, which is my brother, my little brother, um, take the keys from me. They take the keys from me while I'm there at the party. And they get in the car with my kids in the car, me in the back seat. They didn't want me to drive them home because I was too intoxicated. So they took the keys from me and drove themselves home. And then when I got to my mom's house, which is not too far from my brother's house, we stay in the same area. When I got to my mom's house, I was already blacked out by then. So I'm not knowing what's going on. But my mom and them get home and she gives me back the keys. I don't understand why she gave me the keys back, knowing that I was already intoxicated and I couldn't drive them home. So why do you think that I can drive myself home? Does that make sense? Like, till this day, I want to know why she gave me back the keys. And so my kids get out the car, except my youngest. My youngest stays in the car. My mom gives me the car keys, and I get in the car, and I take off, and I drive off. I wrecked. I had to drive on the freeway to get to where I was going. So, but I was already blacked out by then. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm drunk. So I come to when I hit a pole. I hit a pole with my son in the back seat. And a lady pulls us out the car and I come to then. But at first I wasn't aware of what was going on because I was intoxicated. Which to this day I feel so bad about it. But I still want to know, why'd you give me back the keys? I know that I'm grown. But if I couldn't drive you home, why give me back the keys? That's why I want to know. So I thank God that I didn't kill nobody that night. Because I could have killed somebody. I could have killed my child. I could have killed myself. I could have killed somebody else. And in the state of Texas, that is a felony to have your kid in the car while you're intoxicated while driving. So that's what happened to me. Now, as far as this lady, she wasn't even intoxicated. So they want to play the role that she was manic. I could buy it because manic do make you drive crazy. You're not thinking straight or nothing like that. I could buy it, but it's just too many stories not lining up with her story. At first she said she passed out. And then now she's saying she was manic. The family saying she was manic. But like I said, manic don't happen instantly. It happens over time. So she knew she was manic way before she got in that car. And it could have been avoided. That's all I'm trying to say. Just like my incident, it could have been avoided if my family would have looked after me that night. And they let my kids stay in the car with me and let me drive off, knowing that I was too intoxicated to get to wherever I was trying to go. I was trying to get home, but I didn't make it. I hit a pole and that woke me up, but I thank God I didn't kill nobody. Like, I could have killed somebody. So when I see stuff like that, it scares me. Like, I could have killed my child or I could have killed myself. And I feel bad about that. But I caught a felony. Now I'm a felony with DWI with a child in the, under 15. A dumb mistake. I just know that I can't go drink and have my family look after me. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, I was very upset with my mom about that, but I am grown, and but it's just that I thought she would have looked after me. Like, no, Nene, you can't drive. That's my nickname, Nene. No, Nene, you can't drive this car. I'm gonna keep your keys or something, or anything like that. By then, I blacked out. Like, you don't know what you're doing when you're drunk, especially when you're too drunk. You don't know what you're doing. You done blacked out by then. You do all types of stuff, eat, and don't know how you got home or anything like that. And when I get intoxicated, I get confused. I get all that. So they didn't want me to drive them home, but give me back the keys. That didn't make sense at all. So I'm very upset about that. But this is just hit home because I could have killed somebody that night, but I didn't. And I took the charge because I didn't want to take it to trial because they want to say I want to use my car as a weapon. Yeah, my car could have been used as a weapon if I would have killed somebody that night. So that story just hit hard. Just seeing that she killed all them people, which is sad. I'm gonna teach y'all something about mental health though. If somebody been there, you know the key points and what they're trying to say and whatever. But manic don't happen instantly. It happens over time. So when she got that phone call, it didn't make her manic. She was manic prior to getting in that car. So that's all I wanted to say. That's how I feel. That's my story.